Hey everybody, welcome to episode 38 of the Nate Stowe Show. I've been hearing a lot of talk about the keto diet recently. It's really trending. Just thought I'd give you a little bit more information about it and decide if it's something you should try. And also just another golf lesson applied to fitness. I've been thinking about how far I've gone, how far I've come with my game versus how far I have to go. But let's get to the keto diet. Is that something you should try? I think the keto diet is just like Weight Watchers. I think it's like the paleo diet. I think it's like every diet out there. It's just a set of rules, a set of principles that one can follow that is helping to control either the type of food, quality of food, the quantity of food, how much you're eating, or the ratio of food. In this case, your macronutrients, your fats versus your carbs versus your protein consumption. I think that pretty much any of these diets can work for weight loss and fat loss if you stick to it. So when it comes to the keto diet, sure, give it a shot with a couple of thoughts. Is that one, you set a time frame of at least 30 days, preferably more like 45 or 60, and you really stick to it. Don't try it for a day or a meal or something like that and be like it didn't work. I think you need to stick to any of these diets for long enough to see if it works, and then afterwards you can assess. Just because something worked for someone else doesn't mean it'll work for you. So give yourself a little bit of time, try it out, and then assess how that works for you. Now with that being said, I want to bring up 5 different points about this diet that one needs to be aware of before deciding to take on this 30 to 60 day challenge of trying it. And that's number 1, is that if you're going to do this keto diet stuff, it means that you've really got to cut carbs. So that includes sugar. So you got to cut out pasta and ice cream and chips. And I think one could argue that if you cut those things out of any diet, you would start to lose weight and fat. Whether you're in a ketogenic state or not, you cut out a bunch of things that have added sugar, you're probably on the right track. So keep that in mind. Part of eating keto actually just means you're going to cut out a lot of these sugary, added sugar type of foods. Second, something to be, again, that you got to pay attention to is that you have to be in very low amounts of protein. To be in a ketogenic diet, the majority of your calories have to come from fat, which means not only are you cutting out the sugar, you're cutting out your protein intake. If you're cutting out your protein intake, oh my gosh, I'd have to make a giant list of everything that protein intake is good for. I mean, it's called essential amino acids, meaning that you have to have them. If you don't, you're going to die and be unhealthy. So if you're cutting that down, again, maybe you're losing some weight, maybe you're losing some fat, but that doesn't mean that's the most optimal way to get there. Number 3, and we've only got 5 points here. Number 3 is you're going to need to supplement things. Again, if we're cutting out any sort of group of foods, whether it's carbohydrates and proteins in this case, you're going to be missing vitamins, you're going to be missing minerals. So you're going to have to supplement a lot, because even though you're losing weight and you're losing fat, doesn't mean that you're healthy. Again, if I want to lose a lot of weight and a lot of fat, I love that show Naked and Afraid. Go get on an island and eat a bunch of bugs for a month and I guarantee you lose weight. I'll just bet you just about anything in the world. But it doesn't mean that was a healthy way to do it. And number 4 or 5, you're going to have subpar workouts. If you try to work out, you try to lift weights, and you're in this ketogenic state, which yes, we can convert this stored fat to energy, but that does not mean it's efficient. So you're going to be really tired. You're not going to be able to work out hard. So again, if we have other goals other than just watching the scale go down, like, hey, I also want to build some muscle and be more toned and be more athletic and stronger. And again, I'm going to keep using the word healthier versus just lighter. Like, I don't want to just weigh less. I want to actually be healthier. Again, this might not be the best idea for you. And finally, it's going to be hard to have any sort of social life. You're going to be forced to cook almost all of your meals because there's only so many places you can go that can be high in fat and not have any protein or any carbs, or at least you're going to buy like a $20 meal and eat $3 of it, right? So should you try out the ketogenic diet? It's trending. I think with those 5 thoughts in mind that, hey, you're really just cutting out a bunch of sugar, you're making most of your meals, and you're going to have low energy on your workouts, you're going to need to have supplements, and you're not going to be in an ideal situation to build muscle. If you understand all that and you still want to try it, but I need you to do it at least 30 to 60 days. I don't want to see a week or a day or something. You're like, oh, I tried it, it didn't work. So just make up your mind that I am going to do something and then go do that thing. And then real quickly, lesson from golf applied to fitness is, I think often we focus on how far we have to go. We think about man, I want to do this, I want to do that goal, I haven't reached that goal, versus thinking about how far we've come. I started there, but now I'm here. So for me, I'm over here, I'm trying to get my score to a certain range. I want to really get under a 90. I've been shooting around 100. And so I'm looking at all the things I'm doing wrong. Oh man, I shanked that ball over there, and I missed this putt, and I could have used a different club, and all these things I need to do and I need to get better at. But if I think about like 9-10 weeks ago when I first started, and man, it would take me 3 hours to hit a bucket of balls because I couldn't hit the damn ball. I keep swinging and missing, swinging and missing, swinging and missing. If I did hit it, it would roll like 2 feet or it'd go at a right angle. So if I think about where I started, swinging and missing, to now I can legitimately, most of the time, hit the ball in the air and somewhat forward, I'm like, wow, Nate, you did a really good job. You're coming along great. And it's a lot more motivating thinking like, well, you shot 100 and a good score is like an 80. Like you're like so far away. So I'd suggest you do the same thing if you're entering a health and fitness type program. Don't think of like, well, I set this goal to lose 50 pounds and I've only lost 20. I've got so far to go. I got more to go, 30 pounds, and I've already done 20. Because if you keep thinking about how far you have to go, you're never going to be satisfied because we're always moving the goalposts. We're always changing the goal. That's mostly human nature, at least the people I work with, that's our nature. Even said, I think about where I started, is like, I wasn't even going to the gym. I wasn't doing anything. And now here I am. I've made 100 workouts, or I made twice or 3 times a week for 6 months straight, and I haven't missed. I think about all the positives I've done. And where I started at and where I'm at now, and I start comparing it, that's a lot more motivating and a lot more likely to stick to the habits that got me to here, which will ultimately get me to that final goal. I hope that helps. Episode 38, I believe. I'll be back soon with episode 39. Have a great day.